I ain't afraid of no ghost. I just wanted to make that clear. Whew. Now that we got that over, now that we're clear about that, I can tell you about today's video, which is awesome. It's called the hierarchy of fat loss, and it's going to live up to your expectations. Oh yes, it will. It's a secret system I use with clients to determine what they should do in order to lose weight. The best exercises or the best type of exercises for them. Everyone has only so many hours in the week to work out. I understand that. We're pressed for time. At the time of this video, it's actually 3:14 a.m. So I can understand how we're pressed for time. Since we're all so pressed for time, we better do the right things for fat loss, the things that will guarantee weight loss by being the most effective. So you're going to dump all the Pilates, dump all the yoga, dump all that gunk that doesn't work, that's just simply a waste of time, all that running, it's out like the trash that it is, and I'm going to show you how, based on how many hours you work out, you can figure out what you should do to lose the most amount of weight in that time. Obviously, the less that you work out, the more intense that workout has to be. That's how you make up for the loss in time. I've had clients lose weight working out 3 times a week. I've had clients lose more weight working out 5 or 6 hours a week. Secret system is all based off of a pyramid. The pyramid is the concept where you start at the top, you do the required exercises at the top, and once you complete those at the top, you go down and you go lower and lower and lower down the pyramid. You start at the top and you work your way down, and this is going to be clear when I explain what you're going to do at every single level, and we're going to have a diagram and a description at the bottom. Bingo! So as you can tell, I said pyramids. I'm a big fan of the Egyptians. That's like that painting over there is the tree of life or death or something like that. Hit me!
1, 2, 3.
Twinkie! The first thing you gotta do is figure out how many hours of exercise per week that you can do. Once you figure that out, you can figure out what you should be doing in those hours. As I've explained before, you should only be exercising the things that produce the most results, and they're weight training and they're faster, more intense circuits and things like that to start with. So what we're going to do when we have this pyramid, we're going to start at the top. If you have enough time to complete everything at the top, you're going to go to the next level. If you still have more time, you're going to go down and down and down, all the way to the bottom. However, if you're pressed for time and you can only do so much, you'll start at the top, complete it, and then if you could go to the next level, great. If you can't, that's fine. The top level is going to take care of the vast majority. It's the bulk. It's the biggest, most important element of weight loss. So let's break it down and show all the different levels. Actually, before I go on and explain that, I should just describe and say that obviously it's the combination of the 3 different types of exercise, aerobic, anaerobic, and strength, that yields the best results. That's how we're going to combine it. That's why you cannot move down the pyramid until you complete the minimum requirement at the first level. So you can't go to stage 2, 3, 4, or 5 unless you complete everything in stage 1. It's in order and it must be followed that way. 1. Full body strength compound movement routines. I'm talking doing squats, lunges, deadlifts, bench press, chin-ups, bent over rows, all the money exercises. These work the most amount of muscles and burn the most amount of calories. This applies for males, females, anyone in general when it comes to weight training. You want to lift a heavy ass weight repeatedly. This is the bulk of your training because this is what's going to preserve the muscle, which is going to boost your metabolism, and it's going to lead to fat loss. You should be doing this at least minimum 3 times a week. So that's the minimum. The maximum amount that you're allowed is 5 hours per week of this type of training. So this is the cornerstone. This is the building block of everything. Level 1 is all about weight training. 2, it's all about fat loss circuits. Think this is cardio with weight. So I'm talking about doing a full body routine using a light weight for many, many reps, along the lines of 15 to at least 20 reps. I have many videos on this on YouTube about doing this, where you do, say, a squat into a deadlift, into a bench press, into, say, frog jumps or jump squats or something like that, where you take the minimum amount of rest. Your whole goal is to sweat and to get that anaerobic burn going on. This is a different type of fat loss system. Once again, in stage 2, you're allowed minimum, okay, 1 hour of exercise and maximum 2 hours of this. High intensity interval training, my most popular video. This is the 3rd stage. This is what you'll be doing. As I've explained before, there's different parameters, but it'd be 30 seconds sprinting, 30 seconds jogging. Rinse and repeat for a specific amount of time, so between 15 minutes, perhaps 20 minutes, or thereabouts. And you do this about 3 times a week. So you do this for minimum 1 hour and maximum for 2 hours. High intensity interval training is the only real effective way of doing cardiovascular work that actually produces fat loss results. And as you can tell, you already did stage 1 and stage 2, so now that you're stage 3, you can move on to the more advanced forms of cardio. Stage 4, other conditioning work. This includes things that are going to diversify what your body does to keep it from adapting. These include things like sled pulls, sledgehammer work, skipping rope, kettlebell swings, anything, hill sprints, anything that gets the body moving, active, and getting a crazy sweat and puts a specific demand through which your body has to adapt. These are some of my most unique tools. I have a couple of these videos on YouTube, like the deadlift walk, kettlebell swings, and so forth, that you can use. That's a combination of a couple things: strength, your anaerobic systems, and a little bit of aerobic. These are really, really great. You could do minimum 1 hour, and once again, maximum 2 hours. Last one, stage 5. Cardio, your traditional running. You're running in the park, you're zoning out, you're listening to your Blue's Clues soundtrack or whatever. This is running. Now, it must be said, when I say running, I want you below 130 beats per minute for your heart. This is to keep it from taxing other systems in your body and to keep it in pure fat loss mode. And you could do actually cardiovascular work once you've done the other 4 stages an unlimited amount of time. So if you've done your 10 hours of work, you could go ahead and do as much cardio as you want and run to your heart's content. It's stage 5, the last stage, the base of the pyramid. To illustrate this, let us use an example of a person that has an amount of time to work out to show what they would do with this fat loss hierarchy. So let's use person number 1, Dilbert. Dilbert has 7 hours to exercise, which means that he's going to do this. He's going to do 3 hours of full body compound movements. He's going to move down then to do a fat loss circuit for 1 hour. He's going to move down then to stage 3, and he's going to do 1 hour of high intensity interval training. Then he's going to move down to stage 4. 1 hour of other conditioning work, so let's say 1 hour throughout the week of jumping rope, and finally, because he has 1 extra hour left, he's going to do cardiovascular work, so he's just going to do a little bit of light jogging. This is how his 7 hours will be spent using the pyramid. This is one example. That's one example of what Dilbert can do. The second example that Dilbert can use, he can use the maximum amount of time in each level before advancing. So for stage 1, he would do 5 hours of full body movements, and then in stage 2, he would do 2 hours of fat loss circuits, and that would be his 7 hours in total. Both ways, either option A or B, are equally effective for fat loss because they tax the body in different manners, but they both yield amazing results. So it all depends on really preference at that point. My opinion would always be to maximize the amount in each level before advancing down. Finally, let's use another example, just because examples are important to understand this. Shanika! Shanika has 4 hours to exercise. She's been slacking. She's going to do 3 hours of full body movements, as I've been saying before, lunges, all that stuff, all those exercises for the butt or wherever you want to target. 1 hour of fat loss circuits. So that's 4 hours in total. That's how she'll maximize the most amount of benefits for weight training for her. You can see nobody has any business running unless they've done about 10 hours of exercise throughout the week before they reach that stage. Then you could run to your heart's content. The explanation behind that is that you want to use the most efficient ways of losing fat first, and then you use the less efficient ways, the ways that don't produce as big of results, as you use more and more hours. Because you can't exercise 20 hours weightlifting. You'll fatigue yourself too much. On the other hand, if you do 20 hours of cardiovascular running, you won't yield the body that you want. So it's all about the right combination using this pyramid. And using this pyramid, you're going to get great results. As I've stated before, everybody wants to be in awesome shape, but nobody wants to lift that heavy ass weight. But I'll lift it, and you'll lift it too, because lifting that weight is what it's all about. Pyramid has stood this test of time, and it's worked every time, all the time, with everyone. What's up with that? So use it, spread this video around. This is the end of the video. I know it's sad, we're near the end. It's at the end of the video. Comment, share, rate, like, blah, blah, blah. Use this system for amazing results, and I want to hear your comment below on what you want my next video to be. And if you get it right, and if you select a good topic, you might get one of my fat loss programs for free. Now that's a special thing. Until next time, hot dog!